quantum dot, quantum wire based lasers. Okay. Okay. So today, let me admit Anjali in the class. Okay, Angelika. Is she able to come? Okay. 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 So we start, and we start vertical cavity surface emitting laser, VCSELs. I'll repeat once again. It's a vertical cavity. People are still joining us. Let me admit them. Yeah. Okay. So we start with vertical cavity surface emitting lasers. What is a vertical cavity? A vertical cavity, which means we will now have a quantum well based laser which will emit from in the vertical direction. That means perpendicularly to where the junction is. Earlier what we studied was along the junction we were getting emission. Now we will have a really small area from where the really small active area from where the emission will come out. So that is why it is called a vertical cavity surface emitting laser. So which means that wherever we have these quantum well based junctions, the heterojunctions, the light is going to get perpendicularly emitted from it. That means the cavity will be the emitting cavity will be perpendicular to the heterojunction. So there are some advantages of this technique. That is why it is preferred that you can stack a lot of them and then have a really active small area from where very intense light can come in, and large areas of light sources can be accommodated like this, and it is made like this. So what has happened? You take a simple wafer on which you have let me admit Simran in the class. Okay, what happens that you how to since I cannot draw the picture now and I have told you the names of the books that are going to be used for this portion, go into the book, you will see beautiful photo where you have on a substrate, you have a small cylinder. What is the cylinder? The cylinder now on that substrate, you have a cylindrical structure. The middle structure of that cylinder is the quantum wells that you have made. The top and bottom of that cylinder are the Bragg mirrors. What are Bragg mirrors? Because the quantum wells are really confined in a small area, the light intensity that is going to come out is really going to be short. And therefore, Simran, you're still not in? Okay. So what happens that you have Bragg mirrors on both sides of these quantum wells along that cylinder, and what happens on the top, bottom, and the bottom of the substrate on which the cylinder is, you apply the potential through which you are going to excite your charge carriers. Now these two Bragg mirrors that you have are what? These are semiconducting Bragg mirrors through which light is not allowed, which means they have a high reflectance for a given wavelength. So they have a selective reflectance. These are called distributed Bragg reflectors, DBR. So that the Bragg reflectors can be, they are made like this, that there is an alternate layer of alternate dielectric constant, which means you have a gallium arsenide, aluminum gallium arsenide type of structure, and these will be alternating and each other, which means that any light that goes there will, when it satisfied a particular condition, will give you a very high reflectance of the beam, and no laser beam will be traveling through it. Only the highly intense laser beam will come out of the cavity. I will unmute all of you to ask whether this part is clear or not. Clear to everybody?
Ma'am, last portion. which you were saying.
I will repeat the entire thing once again, but
Okay.
is this
इसमें मैं
clear
खोलूं,
more or
पहले तो
less?
खोलूं तब वहां से पता लगेगा ना पासवर्ड का.
हैं?
कौन बोल रहा है बीच में भाई?
Don't know, ma'am.
पासवर्ड मांग रहा है. अच्छा, किसी के घर से आवाज आ रही है? चलो.
Ma'am, can you
अच्छा,
share that photo, means about that cylinder and that DVR?
अरे यार ये सब मुझे आता नहीं है. मेरे स्टूडेंट ने मुझे बताया तो था, बट आई रियली डोंट नो. आई हैव सेंड यू द नेम ऑफ द बुक्स ना, उसी बुक में से है ये. ठीक है.
Okay.
बाद में मैं जब डिपार्टमेंट जाऊंगी ना, मेक अ पीडीएफ ऑफ ऑल द पेजेस एंड अटैच इट. ठीक है.
Okay.
अभी मुझे इतना आता नहीं है ये सब. मैं फोन से कर रही हूँ तुम लोगों से बात. आई डोंट हैव अ लैपटॉप आल्सो, है ना.
Okay.
ठीक है. लैपटॉप खराब हो गया है तो मैं तुम लोगों को दूंगी. फिर अभी मुझे इतना मैं टेक्स अभी नहीं हूँ कि मैं कर पाऊँ एक साथ इतनी सारी चीजें, है ना.
Yes,
बट आई विल. दिस इज फ्रॉम द बुक. ठीक है.
okay, ma'am. Okay.
जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द फिनोमेना और उसके बाद we will. I will mute you all once again. Okay. So what I was saying is that you have distributed Bragg mirrors. Now for the figure is a simple substrate. That means on a substrate is sitting a cylinder of a semiconductor, of several semiconductors. The upper and lower parts of that cylinder have Bragg mirrors, P-type on one side and N-type on one side. And they are made of semiconductor like this, gallium arsenide, aluminum gallium arsenide. That means alternate layers of this type of things have made a Bragg mirror, which is a dielectric mirror, which means it will satisfy certain conditions and it should have a very high selective reflectance for the wavelength that you want to come out. Why reflectance? Because nothing should pass through it. It should reflect. Why are we having these Bragg mirrors? Because we want to build up on the really small laser beam that is going to come out of the active region, that is the quantum well sandwiched between these two Bragg mirrors. That is why we have these two Bragg mirrors, because it should reflect several times. And what is the condition for the constructive interference of the laser beam? It is that N1 D1 plus N2 D2 should be equal to lambda by 2. Lambda is the wavelength of light that should come out. N1 and N2 will be the numbers of layers that are there. Almost 100%. So what happens? Nothing passes through it, and it just, the optical gain is enhanced. That means whatever lasing light was coming out of the quantum wells is now has been reflected by these mirrors, and now you get a lasing light which is perpendicular to the quantum wells. That is the special structure of this vertical cavity lasers. These are surface emitting lasers. That means the top part of the cylinder that you had made, from there, in the center of that will be the active region from where the lasing light will come out. Okay. So, okay, all this I have told you. So there are, you have the active region which is sandwiched between the quantum wells is sandwiched between two distributed Bragg mirrors, one of the N-type, one of the P-type of aluminum gallium arsenide as an example. That is, they have, and then they should set, for the lambda that has to come out, they should satisfy N1 D1 is equal to plus N2 D2 is equal to lambda by 2. So that maximum reflectance takes place and you get a light which is highly intense. So, and you must understand that through these distributed Bragg mirrors, the DBMs, there is a very short lived or a very temporary light that passes through it, and because it is optically forbidden, it is a dielectric material, and the laser region should, like always, should have a length that is equal to lambda by n. That is the number of layers that are there. One important criteria of this vertical cavity surface emitting lasers is that since the cavity is very small in comparison to the whole structure of the laser, the light that comes out is very well separated, that means all modes are well separated. The frequency of these lights that come out is very high, that is 10 to the power 13 hertz. That means you have almost continuous waves that are coming out, and this is comparable to the frequency of at which the DBMs show their maximum reflectivity. That means light that the DBMs give us lights at frequencies which are very high, almost 10 to the power 13 hertz. That means you understand that first there has to be a build-up and then light will come out. So the build-up of intensity is so high, 10 to the power 13 hertz. I will briefly unmute all of you to ask if everything is okay or not. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
So far so good.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Simran has not been able to join. No, she is there. Okay. Okay. So so in this way, what can we obtain? We can obtain now these, since these are cylinders over a substrate, you can have an array of these vertical cavity surface emitting lasers on a small chip. So, 1 inch by inch, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, you can have hundreds of these vertical cavity lasers which have been stacked one cylinder next to the other, and this way you can have what is known as a micro laser assembly. Okay? This is called a micro laser assembly. Now we will proceed to something that you already know of, but further, the quantum dot lasers that we already studied, we know how to make it, and we know that they were started in the mid 70s. Immediately after we started, scientists knew how to make these small particles. So the advantages we knew of these quantum dot based lasers were that they could exhibit, they had very specific, they consumed very little power, they had better stability, they had low diffusion of charge carriers, and the spectrum was more or less monochromatic because the spread was little. However, we must keep in mind that there is always a size distribution. However precise we might be in our quantum dot manufacturing, there will be a size distribution. So these are energy intensive materials. First, you are cooling the system so that you can obtain the lasing action. Is this part clear to everybody? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Simran, say something. Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Okay. It's with great difficulty. You are able to join us, I think, because of some problems in networking. So
Yes, ma'am.
all this is clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So before I proceed to the next thing, I also propose that tomorrow we will have our last class. Is this okay?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा तुम लोग को पढ़ने के लिए, इसलिए, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
We've had many
Thank you.
classes. Tomorrow there will be a class. So tomorrow there will be a class. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
कल होगा क्लास, लेकिन कल के बाद नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि बहुत 42-43 लेक्चर्स हो गए हैं, बहुत लेक्चर्स हो गए हैं.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Anna?
ma'am.
So tomorrow
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will take a class. And then I will stop somewhere. The course cannot be finished ever. It is such a huge, massive course. Okay. So
Okay,
okay,
ma'am.
now I will mute everybody once again. Okay, so what has happened is that the condition that is imposed for the quantum dot based laser is, we have studied that earlier also, that the difference in energy of the two levels through which the electron and hole that is produced, the difference in energy should between the two levels, between the holes or the electrons, should be greater than always the thermal energy. And therefore what is so separation between the first and second, as long as we are way below that limit, that the thermal energy is low enough compared to the separation in energy, everything is fine and good. And the first and second levels are what are responsible for the quantum dot laser and its sharp light, and the highly intense light that it gives. However, as the temperature is approached to the room temperature or higher temperatures, what happens? The stability is in the functioning of the laser is now affected. And that is what is a challenge. And the gain spectrum, therefore, quantum dots has what happens if you draw the threshold current density, and what happens is that at room temperature, it is the quantum dot which is the most recent laser, but still the current density remains small, for the simple reason that of the size, and then comes the wire, and then the normal heterostructure diode transistor laser that we make. So what next? Yeah, this I want to tell you this. The one of the things that we desire in a laser is that the spectrum that comes out in terms of energy should be a symmetric structure around. It won't be a one single light wavelength. We know there will be a spread. Always some spontaneous emission is taking place. The idea is to minimize the spread, make it as monochromatic as possible. However, and we also know that the light should be symmetric about a central point. Suppose it is emitting at 580 nanometers, it should emit at 580 nanometers plus minus 2. But this is normally not the case. The curve normally is more asymmetric when we see that what is the quantum well wire and dot lasers, and the ideal bulk laser is more or less symmetric about the central point. But well wire and dots have a skewed curve when you see a curve along a central what is the gain that comes out of the laser. So this is one of the challenges, that these lasers, which have many advantages, but one of the few challenges that we have is that they have a asymmetric spectrum. So this is what is called a jitter in the lasing wavelength around the center, a jitter. So this finite distribution of sizes of the quantum dots is what is responsible for the inhomogeneous broadening, and this lowers whatever we designed the laser for. That means the gain that we designed the laser for has now been lowered because the inhomogeneous broadening, it is not asymmetric around the energies or the wavelength that is coming out. But the advantage remains that you can still tailor by varying the size, tailor the wavelength that is coming out by varying the size of the particle. So we are also aware that whatever technology so far we have used to make these quantum dots, there is a difficulty because of the inherent problems of size distribution, and that the system is never defect free. What is defect free? That it has epitaxy, it has no foreign atoms. All this is a defect free system. Epitaxial growth hona chahiye, there is no lattice stress, no foreign atom, free of defects is what we desire for. So all हमने
Yes.
सेल्फ असेंबल्ड स्ट्रक्चर्स के बारे में आप लोगों को बताया था. AG2S का एग्जांपल भी दिया था, इफ यू रिमेम्बर. याद आ रहा है कुछ सेल्फ असेंबली
Yes,
वर्ड
ma'am.
यूज हुई थी
Yes,
ना.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The first one, ठीक है ना. So वो सेल्फ असेंबली वाला तरीका क्वांटम डॉट बनाने के लिए ये सब डिसएडवांटेजेस को टू टेक केयर ऑफ दिस डिसएडवांटेजेस हैज बीन फाउंड टू बी very useful because the lattice mismatch has been taken care of in this way. Now I will mute all of you once again and then we will proceed how it is made. Okay. So we take a material, let us say indium arsenide, and it is in the vapor form and it is allowed to sit on a substrate. Now indium arsenide goes and sits on a surface and it has a larger band gap than gallium arsenide. Okay, so you have indium arsenide and gallium arsenide, and what do? The structure that is made is that of a pin diode. That means a p-type material on one side and insulating material of the same material on in the center. Not insulating, intrinsic of the same type and n-type on the other side. पिन डायोड का स्ट्रक्चर बना लेते हैं. p-type material एक साइड, मतलब p gallium arsenide let us say on one side, gallium arsenide intrinsic on the other side, middle में, और नीचे n-type aluminum, gallium arsenide and gallium arsenide. So what have we made? We have now self-organized कर लिया है हम लोगों ने particles को, and lattice mismatch इससे then we have, because they are all so more or less of the same type except that one is p-type doped, another is intrinsically doped, intrinsic, and the third is a n-type doped. But in the center part, that means where the lasing action is going to take place, we have to have quantum dots. So in this gallium arsenide layers, we have made indium arsenide dots. So this is how self-organized structures are made. That means on a substrate, indium arsenide dots are allowed to self-organize in a gallium arsenide matrix so that you get quantum dots which are lattice, the mismatch is minimal, and you get nice lasing action. So we are aware that how the band gaps in a quantum dot works, that one has a lower band gap, the other a higher band gap, and then when there is a current pass through it, then tunneling of charge carriers takes place from one dot to the other dot, which ultimately keeps on happening till spontaneous emission starts taking place, which induces all the charge carriers to emit, which stimulates or induces all other charge carriers to come to the ground level coherently, giving us a lasing light. Is everything clear so far? That how self-organization is preferred because lattice mismatch is taken care of. समझ में आया है सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
और भी कोई बोलिए, सबको जी, क्या हॉर्न भी बज रहा है? रॉकेट सिंह, रॉकेट,
Yes, ma'am.
चल रहा है? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how quantum dots are using self-organization are made, and this is how the lattice mismatch, the impurity is taken care of. And this is the technique how the first Fabry-Perot laser was made using self-organized quantum dot structures, which we have discussed. We have discussed the quantum dot structure called indium gallium arsenide and dots in gallium arsenide on the day before. And those structures, how they are made, we had not discussed. They are made using the self-organization technique. So in the current scenario, what is happening that we have quantum dots, which are quantum dot lasers, which are emitting in the visible and the infrared region. Infrared lasers, why are the infrared? I will unmute all of you. Why are infrared lasers required? Any one of you can answer. Why are infrared lasers required? Infrared में दिखाई तो पड़ता नहीं है, क्यों चाहिए infrared laser? Why do we require? Please answer. अरे कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है भाई, इंफ्रारेड लेजर्स क्यों चाहिए?
हम इंफ्रारेड रेडिएशन ह्यूमन टेम्परेचर को डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं मैम, उससे कुछ लिंक है क्या? पता नहीं।
उसी से लिंक होता है, डिफेंस में बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है इंफ्रारेड लेजर। क्या क्यों चाहिए आपको? जो आप जब आप डिटेक्टर बनाएंगे कोई, तो उसके लिए कोई इंफ्रारेड लेजर चाहिए आपको ना, वो डिटेक्ट करने के लिए। जो
Yes,
कोई
ma'am.
इंफ्रारेड में कोई चीज, हाँ, तो then the signal that is picked up, that is then amplified and then detected. So in human body radiates in the infrared regime, defense purposes में, and for security reasons many times infrared lasers are used. लाइट नहीं दिख रही है आपको, लेकिन लेजर उस पर जब पड़ता है तो वो एमिट करेगा, ठीक है ना? अगर इंफ्रारेड
Yes.
मटेरियल है तो समझ
Yes,
में आ रही है?
ma'am.
Yes.
सबको ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। हमारे इंडिया में भी इन द DRDO लैब्स अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क इज डन ऑन इंफ्रारेड लेजर्स, गैलियम आर्सेनाइड, गैलियम आर्सेनाइड टैंडम स्ट्रक्चर्स, ठीक है? यूज लेजर्स फॉर ये अपना ब्लू रे लेजर यूज कर लिया फॉर म्यूजिक एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, बट इन डिफेंस आई विल म्यूट, आई हियर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अदरवाइज. So these, what was I telling you? Yeah, gallium arsenide, indium gallium arsenide laser, quantum dot lasers were the first ones to be made in the early 90s. These were the Fabry-Perot laser, and which emitted in the visible and the infrared, and you are aware how to change the wavelength of the light that is emitted by a particular laser. You can change the band gap of the material by changing the size of the material or by choosing an appropriately different material. So what are the advantages of these lasers over other lasers? What are the advantages that we have? Quick, our time is running out. Quick.
मैम
What are the
क्योंकि
advantages that we have of these lasers over?
मैम इंफ्रारेड लेजर जो होते हैं वो
बोलिए,
बहुत
बोलिए।
कम पावर में काम करते हैं।
नहीं, वो तो ठीक है, क्वांटम डॉट क्वांटम वायर बेस्ड लेजर, क्या एडवांटेजेस है हमें मिल गए?
मैम गेन ज्यादा होता है क्वांटम डॉट।
और क्योंकि हमने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड ब्रैग मिरर्स लगा रखे हैं तो हमें गेन मिलता है। किसी के यहाँ गा भी रहा है कोई? बताइए जल्दी से, we will run out of time otherwise. Please somebody say something. नहीं? Okay, I have already told you about, I will mute. So I have already told you how the advantages that they consume less power, emit in a particular wavelength, there is less heating, they are more or less monochromatic. All these examples do exist, but the major disadvantages that we still have to tackle in these structures is what their stability with operation temperature. That means their gain spectrum changes as the temperature approaches room temperature, because we are aware that these well dot structures do not work well when the KT approaches room temperature. And we must also be aware that these gallium arsenide quantum well lasers have a emission wavelength that is not suitable for what is desired every day, that is the fiber optic transmission window. That means fiber optic cables require a wavelength. We required them for optical communication, the laser light. We send information through them. बातचीत करने के लिए ऑप्टिकल सिग्नल ही तो भेजते हैं, तो ये फाइबर ऑप्टिकल केबल के थ्रू जो हम सिग्नल भेज रहे हैं, उसके लिए गैलियम आर्सेनाइड क्वांटम वेल लेजर्स की जो वेवलेंथ है, दैट इज नॉट वेरी suitable, and therefore more has to be done. And I think this thing is going to run out of time soon, so we will meet again tomorrow the same time for our last class. Is everything okay? I will briefly unmute before we check my thing goes off. Time is up.
Yes, ma'am.
बताइए सब
Yes,
ठीक
ma'am.
है? कोई चीज कल रिपीट करनी है बता दूंगी. जल्दी सब लोग बोलिए, थोड़ा कुछ कल कुछ रिपीट करना है तो कर दूंगी. ये मेरा अपने आप 40 मिनट्स में टाइम आउट हो जाता है. बोलो, किसी को कुछ नहीं बोलना है? तरुण,
No, ma'am. नहीं बोल.
तरुण एंड तरुण.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
अच्छा ठीक है, तो कल फिर हम लोग मिलते हैं. वी विल मीट अराउंड एट द सेम टाइम टुमारो. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Akash is now joining us, but then the class is over. Running out of time.